Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Ryan, and this is Unreal World, and we are back here for our third episode of the Spirit Quest playthrough. And as you can see here at my feet, if we move away, there is a dead elk. So I've been determined to try and make this a fishing playthrough, but as I've said, if we get the opportunity, we can't pass it up, especially since we're kind of just a few weeks away from winter. 10th week before winter season. So, with the little bit of clothing that we started out with, we need to make some more first. I don't even have gloves on at this point. I have nothing on my hands, so we definitely needed this kill, and I'm excited for it. So, we're starting off today with a little bit of processing. Now, we're not super far from the shelter, our camp. You can see it's marked with the X. This is the location of our camp. And here, the red dot is where I'm standing right now. So we're pretty close. Problem is, my guy can't carry a whole lot. Now, we might as well go ahead and skin this sucker and butcher him up, because there's no other way to figure out how much I can carry back but without doing that first. So we've skinned it completely. Look at that. Fortunately, I obtained a ragged skin. So the ragged modifier is the worst. That indicates that this is a very poor quality skin, but that's just because my hide working is not all that great. We're untrained. We're 12% out of 100 potential. So we've just got to train it up. There's nothing to do though, but let's go. I mean, we do have some fur now, so that's the best part about it. Let's go ahead and butcher it. Very important to skin the animal before you butcher. If you butcher it first and forget to skin it, then you'll waste the skin. You will not be able to use it. So I'm going to go, we got 216 cuts out of that. I'm going to go ahead and eat a little bit of meat. Have a nice little lunch after that hard work of butchering that sucker. And I will now rest. Okay. No, there's a bird flying through here. Now, unfortunately, you can see I'm carrying 301 pounds. The total of my endurance is negative 100, which means we're totally encumbered. I cannot move at all. It won't let me move. So what I'm going to do, instead of dropping the meat here at the zoomed in level, I'm going to hit enter to zoom out to the world map. Look, there's my shelter right there. We can literally see it. So this was a good kill. Now, I can drop things on the world map to help with weight. So I'm going to drop, I don't know, we'll try 56. There we go. Okay, so that dropping that bit of meat there unencumbered me enough that I can now move. So I guess I would say roughly 250-ish pounds is the maximum this guy can carry. So I'm just going to make a beeline right for our shelter here. And the unfortunate thing is, I don't think I can preserve most of this meat, which really stinks. Where the hell is my shelter? Let me zoom out. We started in a kind of a weird spot because I was chasing the elk all over the place, including right here in my shelter. But so if we have to, where is it? I don't even see. I see the traps. I think it's a little farther down. If we have to, what I can do is just roast a bunch of the meat and try and carry it over to a village somewhere and do some trading with it. That might be the best case scenario, since I think it's a little too early in the season to be drying meat, but I am going to give it a try. But here we are. We made it back to the shelter. It's kind of hard to see. I've got it tucked in here behind some old pine trees, but here's my fire pit. I'm going to get some twigs and a couple of slender trunks pushed up there for that. There we go. And now I'm going to drop the bones. There we go. Yeah, I don't need the bones or the antlers either, so I'm going to drop those. Good for crafting and potentially trading those, the antlers, possibly. I don't know. But let's see here. I'm also going to drop the fat, and I'm also going to drop the ragged elk skin on the ground. I will come back and process those as soon as I can, but I'm just trying to unload as much as possible so I can go grab that meat. Now let's drop all this. So there's the 160 pounds of raw elk, and now I'm going to leave my shelter again and run over here. Now, moving on the world map like this passes time much quicker than if I was just tracking something in my local terrain map or moving around down here. So Let's see. Okay, the elk cuts are still okay. It doesn't say they're stale or, God forbid, rotten yet. So we got lucky there. Now, it's going to be kind of a juggling act here where I try and cook this meat at the same time I process that skin. Because I don't want either to go to waste, and we've got to try and get as much of this taken care of as possible. So let's grab some of these cords and just test it to see if I can dry the meat. Now, it says setting does not require meet the requirements. Too warm and humid at the moment. Darn it. Well, as the weeks go by, we will be able to just dry meat outdoors. Not now, though. Not yet, unfortunately. So, like I said, original plan still in effect. Let's just start roasting it up. I could smoke it, but I don't have a structure built properly to smoke. That's ideally during the summer and the warm months like the spring. You'll be smoking things indoors, but yeah, we just don't have that option. I could take it to an NPC village and smoke it there, which is not a bad idea. Maybe I'll carry some raw stuff with us, but what I'm going to have to do is, like I said, prepare up some of the meat. Okay, let's just keep roasting. I'm roasting 10 at a time, and I don't want to pick that up yet. As I go, though, I'm checking to see if the first batch is done. Let's just do 10. Repeat. Do the maximum. All right, there we go. We got some roasted stuff finished. So I'm basically just going to cycle through and cook this until the fire goes out or until I run out of meat, whichever comes first. Okay, well, I've gotten all the meat roasted up. You can see we've got 131 in a big batch of it here, plus a couple other batches of various different kinds of roasted elk cuts, a little bit of fat too left over. Now, speaking of that, the skin itself is not finished yet. So it says the rinsed elk skin will be ready by midnight. So it's on its second to final stage. After this, I just got to beat it out and then it'll be done. Now, I do not want to leave to go trade this meat away until that's finished. Otherwise, it'll probably be rotten by the time I get back. So I've just got to wait it out. Like I said, I've got to wait till midnight before I can do the final stage for it. So we've got a little bit of time to kill. I'm also pretty encumbered now with all that meat I'm carrying, so I don't really want to go out and try and kill any animals or anything big like that. Of course, we can zoom out and kind of look at our traps and stuff, but I think now's probably a good time to start cutting down some of these saplings that I've mentioned. There's one right there. So that spruce sapling, I can essentially turn that into like 3 pieces of cordage. Here's another one right here. Also, in other words, I'm going to spend the day probably just gathering some resources. But we're going to do a bit of trading, hopefully, if we can find somebody willing to buy this roasted meat. Okay, there we go. Working on the final stages of that skin or the fur. Now, if it were closer to winter, I would also want to make some like clothing out of that fur that we just finished. So I've got the ragged elk fur. Oh God, it's such bad quality. I'm not even going to bring it with me for trading because it's probably, I mean, nobody would take it with the ragged modifier. But we're still warm enough. I think we can travel without having to waste more time. So let me take a nice big drink here by the stream. Have a little breakfast. I did some fishing too, and I managed to catch 5 roaches and 4 perches. I'm not going to cook those. We can cook them when we get to the village using one of the NPC campfires if we really want. I might trade them too, but I just wanted to pass some time earlier, wait for that fur. So, like I said, very important not to leave furs behind unless you're going to preserve them because they will rot just like meat too. So, all right, let's go ahead and zoom out and we're going to head to the world map. Now, if we look at our map, you can see the Drick culture is fairly close. We started just literally over here, so we're basically retracing our steps. I am tired, but it's okay. I can push my guy a little bit. The big thing is, oops, we don't want the meat to go bad here before we get there. Okay, there we go. The first village is in sight, and it does have a fortress, but that's not a big deal. Oh, look, there's 2 of them down there to the south that are like literally next to each other. That's rare. Never seen that before, actually. Anyway, let's enter this one. First things first, kind of enter the little walled off section they've got. Oh, I think the entrance is right down here where we started. Yep, there we go. Hello, miss. Let's see, do they have any animals? Nope, they don't sell animals here. That's always like the first thing I ask about. Now, since we're here at the civilized village area, once again, well, actually for the first time in this playthrough, but now is when we need to really be asking people, well, I should say just talking to people, greeting them, asking their name. Ah, see, this is the reason why, right here, because of quests. So, part of how we get in good with the spirits is through sacrifices and stuff, but rituals. But in order to gain more rituals, we got to get in good with the villagers and the shamans specifically. So, we do more quests and help them out. The shamans will teach us different rituals and stuff like that, which we can use to get better with the spirit realm. So that's what the whole point of this current playthrough is about. We're not trying to be warlike this time around. We're not doing an agricultural run this time. We are simply going for a questing heavy playthrough. So this is it. Let's see, mustn't grumble, but Arrow, the Drick Woodsman, needs help with some chores. Okay, so let's say Arrow, huh? A while ago, he was inside in the west. So he's telling me he's in the western part of the village inside somewhere. So we'll just continue to chat with everybody we see. It's good to introduce yourself. If we're trying to be social, then we want to introduce ourselves. If I had excess food, I'd probably be handing out food and stuff. But right now, while I look for this Arrow character, I'm going to kind of search their buildings, see if there's anything I might want to trade. I'm looking for a hand axe, carving axe. That's an option. They've got a broad axe here. They've got several things. Tubs of water would be cool, but I don't need those. We need an axe, and there's definitely a couple other things I'd really like to get. Let's meet this guy. Greet him. Hello. Let's introduce myself. He's also telling me about Arrow, but we've already got that info, so I can just move on. And let's see here. What do we got? Tub of water. That's a boat. The boat would be great, but I think that's probably going to be a bit more than I can afford. Okay. And yeah, some leather would be good too. If I could pick up some ropes, we could make a raft. That would be amazing. Okay, well, I found the quest giver here. This is Arrow. Let's ask him who he is. I'm Poseidon. Introduce ourselves. Now, let's see. He says he's busy. So if we offer him help, yes, mend this, fix that, gather stock, store, prepare. So many things going on all the time. Ah, yes. So if there was a task you could give me, I'd be glad to help. A task? Sure. The sauna stove needs to be rebuilt sometime soon, but we lack a pile of suitable stones. If you could go gather 35, that would be great. Sounds like something I can do. Where do you want me to drop the stones? Just pile them up somewhere at the sauna corner. If you get the stones there in 5 days, I'll reward you. Sounds good. I'll do my best. All right, so we get started. Come tell me when it's done. You got it, buddy. So that's the quest. Not too tricky, although we are carrying a bunch of meat, so it's going to be hard to move the stones with all this meat. In other words, we should probably try and trade it away before. We've got 5 days, so that's plenty of time. We just got to stick around here a little while. And if we look at the map, it is now automatically marked for us. That's what this little quest location marker indicates, and that will, of course, fade away after 5 days. So let me see if I can do some trading here. If not, I'll visit a couple of the other villages to drop this food. Then we're going to get some stones. Ah, here we go. This is what I'm looking for, a hand axe. Nice small multi-purpose utility tool that we are definitely going to need. So this way we can start actually chopping trees down. And one good thing I've learned, thanks to some commenters out there, is fox board paw traps. They are made from boards, and they're very good for trading. But of course, you're going to need a decent axe to make boards in any reasonable amount of time. It can be done with a stone axe if you're trying to bootstrap your way up from like totally primitive tools, but it's much better to trade or get a blacksmith to make you a hand axe. With this one, though, I'm trying to find a few more things just to kind of balance this out, because I might be able to get more than just the hand axe here. Now, I'm pretty sure I saw there's a knife, but Pretty sure I saw a bow and arrow in one of these buildings here. Oh, by the way, this is a different village altogether. Like I said, they didn't have anything I wanted, the quest giver. So I came down here to this location, this village, and they actually have dogs for sale and pigs. Now, the dog is probably above my purchasing power right now, but we're going to get there. Anyway, there's 19 arrows. I'll pick those up. And there's the longbow. I knew I saw it. All right, let's grab that. Now this, I don't know. I don't know. Also, I'd like to get these fine fur mittens. Let's just grab them. Let's see what we can do here. I do have a little bit of other stuff to trade besides just the spear, or just the food. I have a spear, which I'm willing to get rid of right now, because we can get these things back later if we, once we get enough kills and enough fish dried up for trading. But all right, let's go ahead and greet this guy. This might be their shaman. And we're going to trade. I would like to pay my debt, offer items. So we've got the hand axe, the arrows, and the longbow, and the mittens. God, this would be a perfect trade right here. So let's go into the roasted meat. Let's see if he wants 35 cuts. It's only a start, he says. He'll take it. It's only a start. Let's do 100. Oh, it needs to be triple. Wow, that's a lot. Let me see. All right, I'll put up... Actually, just out of curiosity, let's go back up to the top. I want to see what the spear will net me. Oh, he's willing to do it for that alone, with that with that food on there too. Let me go again. I want to start over. Let's start over here. All right, chat with them, trade, offer items for payment, spear. Okay, just a few more things away. Now, so all I've got now on the table is the spear by itself. That's probably a better way of approaching it. Now I can just top it off with a few pieces of roasted elk, hopefully. Let's do 25. Nope, not quite. A few more things. We'll do another 25. Boom, there we go. All right, it's a deal, buddy. So, like I said, we got rid of the spear. Not quite as much as, and not quite as much of the meat as I would have liked, but let's see, we've still got 60 pounds of it. I wonder if maybe we can get one of those dogs. All right, let's try to go ahead and wheel our longbow. Oh, it's so good to have a bow and arrow in hand once again, baby. Now, we are not the best at a bow, but it's actually one of our best skills, personally. Now, overall, I've had grandmaster bow and arrow people before, but this guy's not bad. Like I said, he's skilled at it, so that's going to be really helpful. All right, let's see. There's one or two other things I would maybe like to get from these folks, but let's see if they will trade for a dog with some of this food that I've got. That would be amazing. Not that I need a dog for hunting or anything, it's just great for protection if we get wrapped up in some sort of a fight. All right, we'll do the dog. Offer an item. I'm also potentially willing to give up this rough, small trident because I don't know how effective it really is as a fishing tool. I mean, we've got rod and we've got nets, you know what I'm saying? So, and at some point in the future, I can buy another trident that's going to be better than this. Offered is only a start for yourself. All right, let's get rid of that. And, oh, I need to wear those mittens too. I can't forget that. All right, let's start in with the food. 35 pieces. Tripled. Okay, we can do that. Let's do 50. Just see what he says. Halfway. Goddamn. 2/3. See, that's what I'm talking about. 2/3. What? Still only 2/3 away. Damn. Well, he doesn't want any more of our food. Ooh, boy. I don't really have anything else I can give him unless I start trading some arrows, which honestly I'm tempted to do. Getting promising. Hold on, let's try some of these meats again. Bro, you won't take that? No, he won't take those. The stale roaches. Nope, no thanks. Getting promising. Okay, keep going with the arrows. Let's do one at a time. Please don't take all my arrows. I want the dog, but not that bad. We can make our own arrows. We can make like lower quality ones. Dang it. Oh, this is crazy. Seriously? Oh, look at that. All right, I'll do it. I'll do it. like I said, we can make some fletching arrows, I think they're called, with the mods I have installed, so that's not a bad thing. Plus, we can also get a blacksmith to make us some down the road. Hey, hey, and we get a free rope out of the deal, but the rope is my dog's leash, essentially, so we can't really use that for crafting purposes. But we've got ourselves a dog now, folks. What shall we name him? It's got to be something fish related, right? How about Neptune? All right, Neptune. Just we'll have many more dogs down the road too, probably at least a few more, right? But that is so good, so helpful for just like defense and guarding us, helping us out. So wonderful. And my carrying capacity is significantly reduced now. So if we look, I don't have much else to trade. Let's put those gloves on. There we go. So what we should probably do is just go ahead and finish the quest. Let me eat some of these stale roaches here. Oh, these need to be cooked. Oh, well, we can do that. There's a fire here in the village. That's probably why I wouldn't buy them, because they weren't cooked. But anyway, what we should do is go ahead and finish that quest. And there's plenty of stones around here, so I'm going to pick them up and drop some back off, and I will show you once we complete the quest. Okay, guys, here we are at the corner of their sauna, and as you can see, I have dropped off a pile of 35 stones, and it did take a few trips. My guys certainly can't carry that many all alone, but one good thing is the village here doesn't mind if you pick up stones and rocks in their area, so you can see I did kind of clear this area. Got about 6 or 7 of them just from the village alone. Now, if you try and come over here and pick their nettles or any other crops in their area, they will get upset by that. And of course, if you pick up trade goods, they get, they expect you to pay for them. But you can pick up rocks and stuff. Wood is another matter, though. Don't pick up boards, certainly, but other stuff too you probably want to avoid. But stones, doesn't matter. Anyway, let's find Arrow. I'm not sure what he looks like, so I'm just going to have to talk to his Arrow around. At least in the moment he was wandering northwest. All right, let's find him. Okay, we are now chatting with Arrow. Let's greet this gentleman. Oh, I get a reward? He says, it appears that you've got the work done. Good, thank you. Now let's settle your reward. Sure thing, you have earned this, Poseidon. Thus, 5 squirrel hides worth of our goods will be handed out to you for free. Claim your reward whenever you please. All at once or in parts. Just come trade after picking up your selections, and we'll reward those goods to you. All right, so that's pretty cool. 5 squirrel furs is not huge, but I mean, what did we do, really? We just picked up some stuff. Now, I've always wondered if I could use this for like a blacksmith, because this is their blacksmith right here. Let's see. Hold on. I want to chat with him. I don't know. No, we probably have to pay him just using our own goods and stuff. But one thing I do know about these guys is you can order this stuff, and I'm pretty sure they'll hold it for you basically indefinitely. Now, that might not be entirely true, but I've gone like weeks leaving like an order in without coming to retrieve it, and when I do finally go, they still have the item for me. So what I think I'm going to do then is order, let's see, I want to see what level he is. Spear and shield, expert in what I do. Fine quality. Okay, that's good. It's not masterwork, but I'm okay with some fine stuff. I want arrowheads. Yeah, I need some fine arrowheads, buddy. So give me the broadheads, please. Going to be a bit more expensive, but okay, it's a deal. Boom. That's really the hard part. If we can get that, then we can probably make some nice arrowheads or some full arrows. There is one other thing I'd like to get here. Well, a couple things. I'd like to maybe get some salt and some yarn. So there's the yarn. Yarn is extremely good for crafting purposes. There are certain crafting items you're going to just need yarn for, you know what I'm saying? What about these linen trousers? I mean, maybe. Let's just pick them up. We'll see if I can trade those. They got some boards here, not worried about it. We've mostly cleaned these guys out. Oh, and they do have a leather rope. Let me grab that. Like I said, if I can get a couple more of those, then we can make a raft. But also, one thing to note is if I kill like another big game animal, like a reindeer or something, I can turn its fur into leather. It just takes a little bit longer. And once that's done, I can use that to make ropes and stuff, which we can then use to make a raft. So that's probably what we'll end up doing for the other 2 ropes. But let's just see if we can trade what we've got now here for these guys. All right. Great. And let's go to trade. Very well, let's settle. Oh, it says your reward covers 1/3 of this. The rest you have to pay for. I'll put back the linen trousers then. I don't really need those. I got the no. What does he say? I think. I don't think he needs anything from me. Let's do 1 roasted perch. Oh, it's not of the quality he expects. There we go. Okay, perfect. That just basically initiated the final transaction. So we got what we needed. A little bit of yarn. And like I said, it's great for crafting. I got the rope too. Wow, we came out on top after this trip. I ended up with some saplings too. Of course, we'll turn that into cordage. Now we just get to head home, guys. It is time to get back to our camp and settle in, get ready for winter again. Try and, I guess, accumulate some more fish and do some more trading. Also, there's no reason we can't do a little bit of hunting. Like I said, I'm going to need some leather for sure just to assist with making a raft. So we might end up looking for another elk or reindeer kill or something. Okay, well, check it out. I just head home, and literally right outside our doorstep, there is a pig here. See him right there? Just to the south. Might as well. Let's head over there. I'm not carrying too much stuff. No reason we need to go home just now. Where's he at? There he is. All right. Encountered a wild boar. Boars are tricky. Okay, good. I think he's alone. Let's check our backside. Because these guys will get aggressive if you attack them and don't kill them outright. And also their friends, if they have other pigs with them, will attack us as well. So we got to watch it. Looks like he's on his own, though. So we'll take a shot with our bow. And we totally missed him. Oh, that was the worst shot I think I've ever thrown. But that's okay. We're just going to chase him. Let's get a look at him here real quick. Just want to peek at him. He's a little fatigued. In my experience, pigs are pretty feisty animals, though. They can run for a long period of time before they get too tired. So I'm not going to push myself. We're still going to obviously track the animal, but there he is. There he is to the south. Let's look at him. I could be wrong. Maybe he's a big boy and he just can't. Oh, that's is that a different one? Well, it certainly had time to rest a little bit. Man, I'm going to lose these 5 arrows immediately. That one I first shot is probably already just long gone. The good news is, since this is kind of in our backyard, so to speak, I'll probably be coming through this area for hunting more often, and we might actually come across those arrows in the future. All right, let's see. So, how's he doing? He's a little bit fatigued again. Okay. It does say he's a big wild boar, so that's interesting. We've got a big one in our sights, folks. But I think since this could end up being a long hunt here, we're probably going to call it quits for today's episode. Leave it here, and we will start off in the next one with the pig attack. This will be the first thing we do is go for the hunt. But I appreciate everybody tuning in for the series so far. I hope you're enjoying it. We've done 1 quest so far, but don't worry, that is part of the grand scheme of things. The long-term plans are to get as many of those quests done as possible. So we will be heading back to the civilized land soon. Anyway, hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all on the next one.